in the late 1980s. I took a grand tour for about 2 weeks with a large group of people. On that first trip, I was amazed by the amount of culture and the history as I made return trips to Europe. About 7 to 10 years ago, I thought it might be a good idea to have a base in Europe where I can have a part-time home to be able to travel to other parts of Europe from this home base. One of the criteria that I had was to have it centrally located so I can go to Western Europe, the Iberian Peninsula, Central Europe, into Germany, into the Netherlands, to the Eastern Europe, Southern Europe, Greece, and Italy. I want to continue to live in the United States and live just part-time in Europe. I will just have non-residency status in Europe. Therefore, I'll be under the Schengen rules, which means I can stay in Europe for 90 days over a rolling 180 days for twice a year. Total about 180 days in Europe I can stay per year. That means I'll be traveling between the US and Europe about 3 or 4 times every year. The property needs to be located near an international airport which has relatively low airfare costs. 3 hours using public transportation is the maximum time that I want the property to be away from the international airport. In terms of the location of the property, I definitely want a place where there's a nice view. Since I'm not going to be at the property full time, I need an area that is low in crime. Property also needs to be located on a street that's fairly narrow like this and very low traffic. The reason for this is to avoid foot traffic and car traffic next to the property where people may try to break in. Also, in terms of security, I'm seeking a property with either a wall or fencing or hedging around the perimeter of the property. Since my only regular transportation will be a bicycle, I need my shopping to be within about 5 kilometers of my home. A discount store like Lidl to be nearby. I'm seeking a smaller, quiet area, smaller town. Also, the house itself has to be on a plot of land that is detached. I'd rather not have common walls with other neighbors. Since I'll be living alone, I just want a small, cozy place, 1-bedroom house. The house itself needs to be structurally sound with a really good foundation. I also need a good roof because I don't want to do a whole lot of renovation. I definitely want a place where I can grow a garden. Because this is going to be a second home for me and it will be unoccupied for part of the year, I don't want to spend too much money on a property. In a future video, I'll show you the area and the property that I purchased.